Okay.
Oh, I guess. She's dark. She's dark. Her monitors aren't working.
Okay, we've been having a few of those. We're good? All right. Let's get this ball rolling. As usual, I would like to remind all the commissioners, unmute yourself, state your name when you're speaking. And I'd like to also mention that for voting on any measure or action today, we'll be using the voting touch screen. And yes, the bylaws are still not approved yet. Sorry. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the January 20th, 2026 Senior Citizen Commission meeting at 2:03 p.m. Can we do roll call, please?
Yes, let the record show. All commissioners are present except Commissioner Angel, and there's one vacancy.
Okay. Why don't I lead everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. That brings us to agenda item 4. And right at this moment, I'd like to introduce Jonathan Tagg. He is an outreach and education specialist with Aging and Independent Services, County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency. And he's going to talk to us about scam and fraud prevention. And the title of his presentation is Don't Get Hooked.
Just a little glimpse. But what's so important about this is it says community. This is an issue that affects all ages, not just older adults. Next slide, or can I do it on here? Never mind, I got it. But there are some reasons why older adults are often focused on when it comes to scams and fraud. And these are some of the reasons, from isolation, their physical potentially ailments or conditions to make them weaker, often dependent on others so others can take advantage of them, a generation that's too trusting, so more likely to answer those emails, those texts, those phone calls, just adding that extra vulnerability. But also there's loneliness within older adults, and so someone might be more likely to talk to a scammer on the phone or start a romance and not realize that it's a relationship romance scam. There's also, last time I was here, I talked about dementia. So cognitive decline also increases the risk of being a victim of fraud and scams. And then there's just those additional fears that happen as people get older and looking for others for help who could potentially take advantage of them. So I was going to show this video. It's a great video, but I do encourage you, you could look this up on YouTube. It's a 12-minute, 60 minutes clip that was focused on right here in San Diego County. So all the victims that were portrayed in this interview were all citizens of the county. And it also highlighted our deputy district attorney who oversees the elder abuse division. His name is Scott Perillo, so he is interviewed. So I'm just going to sort of make a synopsis of it. And what's so great about, Scott speaks so great about that this is targeting older adults, but this is an issue that affects all ages. And just in the past 12 months here in the county, over $140 million has been reported in elder fraud right here in our county. Only 1 in 20 older adults actually report these scams or fraud. So by the end of my talk, I hope that you all will see the importance of reporting it. But I do encourage you to look up this video. It's really good. There are some ways that these scammers are coming after any of us. One is spoofing. If you've never heard of spoofing, this is our phones. So many of us don't answer the phone because we don't know the number. Well, with spoofing technology, it can spoof you, as it could be someone that, like a number that looks like it's a government agency. It could, often what I experience personally, it looks like a local number. And you're more likely to answer a local number. If it's like a 619, a 760, you're just more likely to answer it. But they use spoofing technology, so you would more likely to answer it. So we have to be very cautious when answering unknown phone numbers, but also any number that we get. We also have to make sure that we're not giving personal information over the phone. That is the number one thing that we can do. There's also phishing. Phishing happens online. They're phishing for your information. So that's one reason why our presentation that we do, with a full hour presentation we do out in the community, is called Don't Get Hooked, because we don't want people to get, the scammers are reeling you in, and we don't want you to get hooked. So phishing is very real. Scott Perillo, our deputy district attorney, would say that 60% of the cases that come across his desk start with a pop-up on a computer. So that would be phishing. They're phishing for your personal information, your payment information, and really it is an incredible issue here. So your tip is do not click on links that you do not know where they go. And really it's best practice just not to click on anything, especially if you get a text, which takes me to smishing. This is one of the newer things that we're seeing over the past recent years. And I'm sure many of you over the past year or so have gotten the tollway text asking that you have a tollway. I have been getting all week specific ones, and I saved one that I got just this morning. I'm in a meeting, but my brain is already thinking about dinner with you. Well, that sounds actually pretty nice, doesn't it? I have no idea what the 819 area code is. I also received this weekend, I'm waiting here in the lobby now. The conference is starting shortly. I also received, I'm currently waiting, and we should keep this concise. I don't know what that refers, but they're all different area codes. On New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, I also received several Happy New Year from a different number. These are great examples of smishing. They're trying to get you to text back. Either, oh, that's nice, or who is this? But really, you should never text these. These could be the start of an investment scam, a romance or relationship scam. So again, my tip to you all and to share with others, when you don't know the number, just don't answer or reply back. And once you reply back, they know it's a real number and someone's on the other side. So they will increase and you will get more. So really pay attention to those phone numbers. Again, with that spoofing technology, we still have to be careful. And most of these scams are imposter scams. So everything from the grandparent scam to government agency scams, acting as a Medicare, IRS, Social Security, those tech support scams, and that 60-minute video gives a great example of tech support scams. Many times people get a pop-up thinking that their computer's been hacked, and so they click it, and really they're giving access to the scammer to your entire computer. There's also romance scams where people imposter someone who's trying to romance you, fall in love. They also could be a friendship or just any type of relationship scam. This really affects our more isolated and lonely older adults, or actually anybody in the community who may be more vulnerable and looking for romance. There are scammers out there who prey on these vulnerabilities, and many of them start on social media such as Facebook. And interestingly, investment scams start very similarly as romance scams. They start off by building rapport, not asking for money right away, and then tell you about an investment that it would be almost like, why would you not do this? You're going to double your money. And they have sophisticated technology to show from apps to computers to show you your money growing. And the most common is pig butchering. And why? That sounds a little, whoa, why is that called that? Is because they're fattening up the pig, which is you. And they are by, like making you think that you're investing all this money and you're putting more money, fattening the pig, and then they're going to wipe your account once you have invested most of your money, and that's the butchering part. So similar to a romance scam, like I said, it's about building that rapport and that trust, and then they take advantage of you. And we cannot say this isn't happening in our community because, as I mentioned, $140 million was reported in elder fraud just here in the past 12 months. So I wanted to do another slide just on online scams, just to bring home about how this is where the majority are happening. We all use technology on it every day, and so we have to be extra careful on what we're clicking on, who we're talking to, and we have to continue to educate our community to be extra careful. But what can we do about it? We can report it. It's one of the best things that you can do. So we are lucky here in our county that we have the Elder Justice Task Force, which is put together by the District Attorney's Office. At Aging and Independent Services, we have representation of our Adult Protective Services. It's the FBI, it's local law enforcement. And what they're doing is every sheriff, and even here in Encinitas, your local law enforcement is compiling all this data and sending it to a central database, which is what the Elder Justice Task Force goes off of. So that's where the statistics come from. And they're the ones that can actually recover the money. It is possible. And probably about a little over $10 million was recovered in the past 12 months. If you asked 10 years ago, we would have said zero. So it really shows the power of reporting, but also collaboration. So by reporting, you're protecting yourselves and protecting others and preventing it from happening to others. So if there's 12 people here who fell for a scam and 12 more in Oceanside, and then in Escondido, we start to piece it all together so we can actually get those scammers. And there is sometimes good things you'll see in the news. They recently, I think it was a ring of over 20 people who had stolen $500 million from over, no, I got that wrong. I think it was $50 million for 500 older adults. And so it's because people are reporting it. It also can bring supportive services for older adults who might need additional services from mental health resources, or even just more support services that, such as adult protective services can provide. We have to talk about it. It's okay to talk about it. It's a hidden thing that people don't want to talk about because they feel shameful or stupid for being a victim of one of these scams, but we have to talk about it. It's the only way that more people are going to report it, and we can actually do something about it. And as I mentioned, we are tracking this information, so really it can deter scammers from targeting older adults and pretty much all community members. So if you feel you are a victim of a scam or a fraud or know someone, you really want them to contact their financial institutions first. Sometimes they can freeze and stop payment. It really needs to happen within 20 to 48 hours to stop that payment, so time is of the essence. You also should always make a police report, regardless of what community you live in. And additionally, a report if the person is 60 or older or a dependent adult 18 to 59 should make an adult protective services report. And then a social worker would come out and help them navigate that. And on a federal level, the FBI is very involved in this, and you can report online scams to ic3.gov and the Federal Trade Commission. And why this is so important and why we have a stake in it at Aging and Independent Services is that this is financial abuse, which is one of the 8 types of abuse that we investigate here in the county. And it is the top abuse that we investigate. We have 2 financial units at Adult Protective Services that go out and meet these victims and try to help them navigate this. This isn't always scams and fraud. It could be theft, embezzlement, or forgery. It could be someone that they know or a family member. But it's important that we know that this is very prevalent here in our community. And lastly, the thing that people don't think about is how this affects the person after they have been a victim of a scam or a fraud. It may have lost tens to hundreds of thousands, up to millions of dollars. And so this is the part no one wants to talk about, how it affects them afterwards, that self-blame, the distress, the anxiety, the depression, or even the isolation that could happen. You can imagine you might not want to talk on the phone anymore or get on the computer, and that might have been your outlet to talk to friends and family. So it's the one piece that we always have to think about is how can we support a victim? Do not shame them, do not blame them. What can we do to help them? So that's where we all can come in. One, we can educate people. So our Don't Get Hooked presentation is an hour presentation that we take out into the community throughout the county. You're more than welcome to invite Aging and Independent Services to do this presentation. We also collaborate with many partners throughout the county who do similar presentations. You gotta talk about it. So by being engaged, you're sharing what you're learning with others. I always say, watch that Dateline special or 2020. This is actually really good information. There's even Netflix docuseries. Watch and learn from these. Encourage open conversations. And lastly, we have to empower our community to report this when they see it, when they hear about it. You also can make an APS report. If you feel someone's victim and you don't think they're going to report it, you can make an anonymous report. And each of us can take charge of protecting ourselves better online and our information that we put out there. You also are more likely to invite us back anytime to present to any of community groups, faith communities here in Encinitas, and we would love to continue the education. And that's it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Any questions?
Commissioners, any questions?
This is Commissioner Hanwitt, and thank you. That was very informative, and whenever I hear these, it always gives us a lot to think about. I'm assuming that scammers could be anywhere, like anywhere in the world.
Yes.
They're not necessarily here. The amount of money that was taken out of our county is such a large number, and it's just our county. Like, do you have figures for what that amount is, like in California? Or, I mean, it must be off the charts.
Yeah, I don't know. I know nationally we're talking billions of dollars, and you're correct. It could be happening right here in our community. It also could be happening in a different country, from India to Africa, or in a country in Africa. It really can happen anywhere. So that's why we have to be very careful and also reporting it. That's why the FBI has such a stake in this as well, and we depend on them, especially for those more international rings. But we're talking, billions and billions of dollars, and that's just reported. So imagine, like I mentioned, only 1 in 20 older adults actually report it. And I do want to say one other thing, is that although older adults are highlighted here and they are losing the most amount of money, it's people actually 20 to 40 where these scams are happening more often. Just older adults have more savings, more money, and so they're losing more. So I'm going to say that again. This is affecting all of us in this room, regardless of your age, from 20 to 100. And so don't think that this is just an older adult issue.
Any other comments, questions? No? Thank you, Jonathan.
You're
Thanks for
very
coming
welcome.
back.
Thank you.
That brings us to agenda item 5, oral communications, possible directions to staff. Do we have any speakers today?
Yes, we have 2 speaker slips. The first one is a combined effort from Deanna Minuzzi and Renee Hansen.
From the Encinitas Library.
Hello, everyone. We are Encinitas Library. My name is Diana Minuzzi. I am the branch librarian. And what are the news we have for you? Tomorrow, January 23rd, we'll receive the proclamation ceremony here at the City Hall, because Encinitas, among other business, has been recognized as a green business. So that means that we are offering good customer service, but also we are taking very good care of the environment. So we're very proud about that. It's an honor. On January 25th, and for a week until the 31st, we will initiate a program. Actually, it's initiated by the State Library. It's called Every Story Counts, and it's a survey. So you can share your story. Why do you use the library? What do you like the library, about the library, and so on. So one week by the end of this month. And last, February 1st starts the museum month. So there will be passes to attend, visit all museums in the county. It will not be free of charge. It will be 50% discount, and it will be to visit all museums in San Diego. So you should take this opportunity. And now it goes to Renee Hansen.
Hello, I'm the Adult Services Librarian, and I just wanted to highlight 3 programs that we have. One are our smartphone classes. We've been having our iPhone classes for about a year now, and they're very well attended. And now we've just started Android classes. The Android classes are the first and third Mondays of the month from 2 to 3:30. Also coming up on Tuesday, January 27th at 4 o'clock, we have the San Diego Archaeological Centers coming, and they are doing a talk on the science of archaeology. Lastly, I want to mention our annual local author showcase. It's coming up on Sunday, February 8th, 11 to 1:30. This year we have 13 local authors that are participating. So please come in. It's an opportunity to talk to the authors, support authors and the arts in our community, buy books, and it's great for all ages. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna and Renee.
And our next speaker is Lee Ratcliffe.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Lee Ratcliffe. I'm representing an organization called Safe Streets Encinitas. And I'm here today to just introduce our group and also ask for your support. We were formed after Marie Chalakian was killed when a driver hit her after running a red light. And since then, we've been working to make our streets safer. We've been studying traffic safety, talking with experts, speaking at city council meetings, and developing relationships with city council members, staffs, and commissioners. First, I would like to thank this commission for sending a letter to the city council last November, stating it's their support for safe streets in Encinitas. It was really heartened to know that street safety is a focus of this commission, so thank you very much. Our overarching goal is to eliminate serious injuries and deaths on our streets. To accomplish this, we're focused on 4 pillars: speeding, distracted driving, drunk driving, and intersections. Next month, we have a huge opportunity to accomplish a short-term goal of reinstalling red light cameras. From 2004 to 2020, there were 2 red light cameras in Encinitas, but in 2020, the council decided to stop the program. Last year, Senate Bill 720 was passed and went into effect January 1st. This bill addresses problems with previous programs, such as they're being too expensive. The bill has escalating costs, and it only has civil penalties. One problem or accusation was that cities were making money. The money now has to be used to pay for the program and then to pay for traffic safety changes, traffic infrastructure changes. Another issue is unfair ticketing. The new bill has rules around things like yellow light lengths, so that is taken care of. And then the bill has a lot of structure around data and how data is controlled. So Big Brother, can't watch you hopefully all the time. This will be discussed at the MTSC meeting on February 9th. And if it passes, it'll be elevated to City Council. We're therefore asking our community to show up at this meeting and support red light cameras. We're also working to educate our community council members and commissioners on the Senate bill. We would love your help to make your community aware of this meeting and to encourage them to show up and support. We also hope you consider sending a letter of support on red light cameras to the commission or the council. I'm not sure what your rules are in that regard. Once it's on their agenda for the council, you could send a letter. We're always available to meet with you. We would love to talk more with you about this and any other item that you would like to share with us about safe streets. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lee. That brings us to agenda item 6, changes to the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda today?
There are no changes to the posted agenda.
Okay. Agenda item 7, approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion? I know this is a long time ago, but do I hear a motion to approve the November 18th, 2025 regular meeting minutes?
I hereby make a motion to approve November 18th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Thank you. Commissioner Koblenz motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
This is Commissioner Martin. I second that motion.
Okay, Commissioner Martin has seconded the motion. We will go to touchscreen voting to approve the minutes. Commissioner Gaber, I need to remind you to abstain since you were not at that meeting. Thank you.
And the motion passes.
Okay, agenda item 8, action items. 8A, Senior Citizen Commission Annual Work Plan. I'll state each work plan goal, and then I'll ask the commissioners if there have been any updates since our last meeting, which was November 2025. Work plan item 1, attend city-hosted events and programs and city-partnered events serving as city ambassadors or volunteers. Any updates?
This is Commissioner Martin. I attended the ribbon cutting event at our temporary fire station view. Yeah. And it was really well attended. And there was also, Karen had brought our poster for the senior award, so that was great. And it was great seeing the facility and hearing it talked about by the different firefighters. I also learned that all of our firefighters are EMTs, which I didn't know.
Commissioner Koblenz, yes, I was there, and we got to push a fire truck. Have you ever pushed a fire truck inside? The truth is, we didn't all just push it all the way in, but it was quite fun.
Everything? Okay. I'm doing my normal thing. I'm a volunteer at the Community and Senior Center. I tutor in the computer lab. I'm happy to say we now have a computer tutor for every day of the week, Monday through Friday, and we're still adding them, which I think is great because it used to be just one of us. And I also help out with the senior lunch program there, the Oakcrest Cafe. Okay. Let's move on to work plan item 2.
Chair Lambert,
Yes.
just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody that participated in the holiday parade too this past December. So
Oh, yes.
thank you.
That was fun.
And this is Manager Goodsell. I have one other announcement regarding attending city-hosted events and programs. So there will be an art social at Pacific View Art Center on February 21st from 10 to 12, and its goal is to build community through conversation. The participants will socialize, and they'll be able to paint on canvas. And this will be fun entertainment and conversation for people of all ages. It's an intergenerational program. So I just wanted to let you know, as soon as we have a flyer for that, we will definitely get that to you, and then you can help spread the word and promote it. It's being offered by a nonprofit called Striving to Serve for Others, and they receive some grant funding through actually the City of Encinitas to host the event, and they will be providing all the materials and supplies. And so once we have those flyers, we'll just ask that you can help promote the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Manager Goodsell. Work plan item 2. Identify guest speakers for monthly meetings to provide education regarding topics related to the work plan, goals, and adults 50+, and find platforms to disseminate the information to adults 50+. I think we're all fully booked till the end of this term. So are you taking suggestions now for starting March?
This is Manager Goodsell. So at this time, I would be thinking about speakers that you would want to see this coming term. And you're welcome to let Manager Mickelson know of any speakers that you would like to see, and he can start working on lining them up.
Commissioner Koblenz, just a second. Commissioner Goodsell, did I not send you 2 other ones? Are they not in the Pike scripts? And then there was another one for next. Could I just forward that to Manager?
That would be fantastic if you want to forward that email to Troy. That would be wonderful.
Thank you.
And in February, we will have Nellie Carreno from the Community Resource Center, and she's a victim advocate. Elder abuse services will be the topic that she'll be speaking on.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Work plan item 3, research best practices as it relates to adults 50+ issues and identify senior resource gaps. Send letters of support to City Council and commissions and follow up as needed. Any updates? Work plan item 4, create new and sustain ongoing intergenerational programming in collaboration with the Encinitas Youth Commission with emphasis on generativity and community building. Should we talk a little bit about Techie Tutors? So Techie Tutors has been sort of an annual thing for collaboration between the Youth Commission and the Senior Citizen Commission for a few years now. And the next one is coming up in February. I believe it's the 7th, Saturday the 7th, from 10 to 2. So we have high school students who obviously know the technology better than us old folks because they grew up with it, and they're going to be there to help some of us older adults how to use our tech. So it's been a very well received, very popular event. So I hope everybody will attend. Okay. Any other comments for intergenerational? I think we're good there.
Commissioner Coleman's, Chair Ling, I have a question. Is there any way that we could take what Leah's brought us as part of the intergenerational and the street smart and the red light?
Let's discuss when we get to, I'm not sure it's an intergenerational thing.
But
Do we want to have a little, do you want to have a little discussion?
We
on-
have kids, and we have e-bikes, and we have older adults, and I'm.
So
just-
are you suggesting that we support or sponsor a program or an event? Okay, we'll
Yes,
have to-
yes, that is what I'm suggesting.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that. I think between now and basically our term ends in February. Is that something we want to try to squeeze in, or is this something better for us to put into the new term for March?
My suggestion is that from now until March, we look at how we can make that part of our work plan. Because I think between now and March, besides having the request of attending and sending letters, I think that's all we really can do for now. But I think it might be something that we might be able to just consider.
Okay, we'll take that offline. We'll get together, do an ad hoc, talk about that, and see if there's something we can do. We have a lot more things on our work plan to finish up, though, so keep that in mind as we go through this list.
Manager Mickelson, we have Hooked on Joy crochet class. We're going to offer 2 sessions. They'll be offered on Fridays, January 30th through February 20th, or February 27th through March 20th from 4 to 5. And all supplies and instructions to learn how to crochet will be provided by the San Diego Academy High School Crochet Club.
Okay, that's good to know. So this is one of those programs I'm very happy about because it did not take any cajoling or leading by the commissions to get this to happen. This was just sort of a natural thing. They approached the community center, said, hey, we've got a club. We'd like to do this for our community. And I wish we did more of that because that was really great.
This is Commissioner Hanway, and I just want to add to that the one session that they did hold was so well attended. They had a waiting list, and the club from the high school did a great job. They were very patient and got a whole lot of people started on crocheting. It's very worthwhile.
Okay, that brings us to work plan item 5. Support staff in promotion, marketing, and outreach for programs for adults 50 plus, including the Encinitas Age Friendly Initiative. Any updates?
Commissioner Koblenz, it's my opinion, we are doing very well with our age-friendly situation we had. In fact, thank you for those of you that were there this morning that gave us your feedback. I think we're progressing very well. I think we're in a place right now where not only with the age-friendly, at least for me, it's allowing me to look at other opportunities where we can enhance certain things that we're doing and maybe focus on other programs that are in part of that. So the program, I'm learning a lot, and we still have some more. And again, thank you guys. We still have 3 more listen and learns. I know you when they are. So that's all I've got for that one.
Okay. We've also had some discussions about how we can improve outreach for some of the services and programs that we're supporting. We've talked to Manager Mickelson about better signage at the entrance to the community center lobby. We have one, I think there's one there right now about the Senior Service Awards. And it's always nice when you walk in there and you see that, and you're reminded instantly of wanting to participate in an activity, and we can do that with a lot of other things. A Techie Tutor example is an example. Make sure people are aware of that as they come into the community center. So Commissioner Koblenz and I, when we kind of walked out the lobby that day after talking with you, we said, there's room for probably about 4 or 5 easels out here. So if you can find that many, we probably have some material for you to cover. Okay, that brings us to work plan item 6. Work in cooperation with staff and SDSU consultants to support the City of Encinitas Age-Friendly Initiative. We've been doing that. So today, for example, we had a community meeting just across the way in the community center. I think that was very well attended, got a lot of good feedback. Several of us were facilitators for the meeting, and several of you guys were participants. So thank you again for playing a role in this. I think it's an important activity. Any other comments about age-friendly?
This is Commissioner Hanwett. The only thing I would like to add is that if you're not familiar with the whole age-friendly concept, and I know there were quite a few people that are here that were at the meeting this morning, it's a way for us to get input from the people that live in Encinitas about ways that they think we can either enhance things that we already have or add to things that we already have to make transportation, parks, outdoor spaces, all sorts of things more age-friendly and more usable. So like everybody's been saying, we have 3 more sessions, and we hope that everybody comes out and tells us how they feel.
And just because you've attended one doesn't exclude you from attending others. You may come up with other ideas. You may bring different friends to the meetings to participate. It's always good to get more input from everybody. And I want to remind everyone, when we say age-friendly, I know that you're listening to the Senior Citizen Commission, and often the age-friendly initiative is framed in terms of older adults, but really age-friendly means the kind of things that we do are not just good for older adults or adults with disabilities, but also for young families and with children. The example I like to use is if you have good access for wheelchairs and walkers, you also have good access for strollers. So, okay, let's move on. Work plan item 7, explore grant funding opportunities based on community needs and survey results. Have we had any new grant activities? Nope, it's been kind of quiet.
Manager Mickelson?
Yes.
We have a verbal yes from the San Diego Seniors Community Foundation to fund the transportation portion to the safari field trip. So that's some great news for us.
That's good news. And that's one of the mingle activities. So you may have seen promotional material on that. So that's coming up in February. And it's fun. So I've talked to Manager Eustace. She's got some volunteers who are very, very excited to be guides for the seniors who decide to participate in this. The nice thing about the San Diego Zoo Safari Park is for the month of February, it's free for adults, for the older adults. I think, is it 60 plus? Yeah. And the only challenge has been not everybody has a way to get there. So hopefully with this grant funding, we can get a bus and take some people over from the senior center to the safari park. Okay, thank you. Work plan item 8, continue partnership with the Encinitas Rotary Club and explore other Encinitas Service Club collaborations to recognize or promote the Senior Citizen Service Award. I think Manager Martin has something to say.
Commissioner Martin, I'm going to tell you that this year's award ceremony was kicked off well with Christie's email to all of us about what we can do in promoting the Senior Award, and so you got an email that had the thing like this, as well as the application, but for you guys in the audience, this is on our website, and I really wanted to say something to all of you, because we do this promotion every year, but we're just a small group, and you guys know people out there who live in San Diego, who are doing things in San Diego, who are making life
Encinitas,
easy.
yeah.
I mean, sorry, in Encinitas, who live in Encinitas, and who are making life easy for some of the school children every single day, for all kinds of volunteer efforts. I'm just amazed at how many people in Encinitas are volunteering. We just have an incredible city. So the open enrollment or application period on the city website is January 8th through March 19th. That seems like it could be a long period of time, but it'll go fast. And what I need to say is what made our award last year, and the person that got that had a lot of submissions from people. So it's not just one person, but if you have other people who know that individual and what they've done, that makes a huge difference. Mona and I met and kind of reviewed some of the critical things on January 15th, and then we're meeting with our Rotary individuals, Roger and Dennis, on January 28th. So we'll have a little bit more to let you know about that. But what I gave you at your seats is a summary of the marketing plan that we came up with a couple of years ago. And some of our stars, I know you don't like me to say this, Karen, but are Karen and Allura, who has done already an amazing thing. I just came and started opening up media across the social media and such, and there was things about the senior awards all over different platforms. So thank you so much for getting her involved. She's definitely a go-getter. And if you guys don't know, it's an individual that's not only honored for their service to something in our city, but they also participate in our parade every year for recognition. They are recognized in city council, and they're also recognized at the Rotary luncheon. So it's a really good way to recognize these individuals. And I think I've covered everything, but
Commissioner
Karen?
Koblenz, who was our Senior Citizen Award recipient last year?
It was our own commissioner, and
We were very proud of that.
and in truth, I'd have to say that her job as a commissioner was actually not even mentioned. It was everything else that she does offline, and this woman is like the ever-ready battery that just keeps on going, going, going. I don't know how she does it, but it's like that person long ago in one of those movies said, I want to eat what she's eating for breakfast.
All right. That brings us to work plan item 9. This is receive explicit direction from City Council on the city's general plan, including the climate action plan. Last meeting, November, Mayor Ehlers came out to give us that specific instruction. If you go look in the meeting minutes from the November meeting, you'll see what the guidance was that he provided us. And with that, the 3 individuals in the ad hoc committee went to work and went through the, I want to say 5,000 pages of the general plan and combed through it and came back with a response. That is actually in our meeting agenda for today's meeting, but I understand there is some additional guidance that's coming from staff right now, and I'll pass that on to Manager Mickelson.
Yeah, Manager Mickelson. Director Knopp advises the commission to hold the general plan recommendations to February. The The Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department will send additional social media posts and website notices to invite the public to attend, listen, and comment. You are welcome to discuss today's agenda, but additional public comment is advised.
Okay, so 2 things. I'm hoping that everybody did have a chance to look at that document. Are there any changes or modifications that we want to make to that document before we put that out for public review?
Commissioner Martin, I had one question about the spacing on page 3 under land use. Was that that big, long space on that whole line, was that on purpose or?
I wouldn't worry about that kind of thing.
Okay.
If somebody else comments on spacing, I'm going to.
The second thing, I thought your document was exceptional, and I've read and edited documents going to the FDA and government a lot. So you guys did an amazing job. The only thing is, when I read your comment at the end as far as what your recommendations are, one of the things that popped out for me, just as somebody who's done QC and oversight, is what is the oversight, and perhaps is there an oversight person that needs to be involved with this or hired or contracted on a regular basis? I'm saying that because a lot of cities, as well as a lot of corporations and a lot of pharmaceuticals, they have these plans and very, very well-written plans, but if there isn't anybody there that specifically is charged with oversight, then how do we ensure?
So let me be clear about the purpose of this document. We were requested, and we're doing this at the mayor's request, to take a look at the City of Encinitas general plan and see how well our commission, the Senior Citizen Commission, this request was put out to other commissions as well, how well aligned we are to the general plan. The other part of this was, are there changes, specific recommendations that our commission has to make sure that we feel properly engaged in that general plan? So if you're looking for oversight, the oversight is the City of Encinitas, right? The oversight is City Council, City Manager, and the Mayor. It's not for this commission. We are only providing feedback and recommendations. Okay, so besides that, any other changes, anything that we think we need to modify before we open this up to public review?
Commissioner Koblenz, for clarification, so what I understand is the document as it stands written per the agenda needs to go to one more place, and then it's going to come back to us next month?
So,
is that what I understand?
let's discuss.
Thank you.
So that's why we're having this meeting. So I think the original intent was to table this discussion to the February regular meeting, which will be chaired by Vice Chair Hanwitt, and decide at that point whether to approve or not approve, to make changes, and then to pass along to the powers that be. I would like to suggest that we have a special meeting between now and that regular meeting, about 2 weeks' time. So maybe end of the first week of February, or it could be that Tuesday, the 7th. And it can be a special meeting. The idea is to open that up to public, invite them to participate, have that open discussion, because honestly, I'm not sure that we can shoehorn all that public discussion into one of these meetings here. So have a dedicated meeting for that discussion, plan for it to be an hour, and then based on that feedback, we can make modifications to that document as needed, and then decide to review and approve in the February regular meeting. How does that sound?
Commissioner Koblenz, I'm still unclear. So the document as it stands that we have today is not in a position to be voted upon and moved on. We need more information.
Yes.
Thank you for your clarification.
So we will not have a vote on the document today, but I want to run that idea by, do we have a special meeting in about 2 weeks' time to open it up to a public forum?
Commissioner Koblenz, My particular opinion is 2 weeks' time and some very, very busy people might be prohibitive to get what we want, yet I understand. So yes, I guess I'll say, yeah, let's do a special meeting.
Okay, so I'm going to say you have a motion to do this in 2 weeks'
I
time?
will have a motion to have a special meeting 2 weeks from whatever today is to discuss this document, yes.
This is Manager Goodsell, so I just wanted to remind you the recommendation from the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts is to give the city time to promote this and get the word out through various social media outlets in order for the public to have time to think about the document and respond appropriately. So his recommendation was to wait and discuss this at the February Senior Citizen Commission meeting at the regular day and time. By all means, you're welcome to make a motion to hold a special meeting, but we would need to make sure that there would be a quorum as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is my counter proposal. I kind of want to run it through this commission. Commissioner Koblenz has made the motion. Do I have a second?
This is Commissioner Hanwood. I second the motion.
Okay, so, and I'll phrase it as carefully as I can. We would like to have a meeting in 2 weeks' time, a special meeting of the commission specifically for public review and comment on this particular document. We'll work as quickly as we can to make sure there's promotional material that's put out there, so we circulate and have outreach to make sure everybody knows about this. In all fairness, the normal routine of having our meeting agenda published a week in advance of the meeting is normally what we would allow, but so we've got additional 2 weeks for folks to review and make public comment. Is that?
And are you stating this is Manager Goodsell, 2 p.m. on Tuesday, the 7th?
I think so, yeah, why not?
What's the date?
7th, February 7th, 2 weeks' time. So Commissioner Hanwood has seconded the motion. Can we do a little vote?
Yeah, but just to be clear, the 7th is a Saturday of
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
February's, did I pick the right date?
So 2 weeks from today would be the 3rd.
I think that's right. Yes, the 3rd, sorry. February 3rd, Tuesday, 2 p.m. We'll go ahead and do a vote on that, and that basically is to have a special meeting for the public to review and comment on this document for the general plan, and it'll be Tuesday, February 3rd, 2 p.m.
Okay.
And we will require a quorum of the commission for this meeting to happen.
Could I ask a question?
Of course.
If I know I'm not able to attend, do I say,
You're just voting no,
You're just voting whether or not to have the meeting.
whether you attend or
Okay.
not, yeah.
Okay.
I have a conflict that day.
That's fine. I think the more important thing is that we have a quorum. But thank you. I think Commissioner Martin is basically saying the same thing. So as long as there are 4 of us in attendance, we have a quorum, we can conduct the meeting. Okay,
Okay, motion passes.
motion passes. So Managers Goodsell and Mickelson, can you convey that back to Director Knopp and see if that's acceptable?
This is Manager Goodsell. We certainly will.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's all we got for the work plan.
Well, this is Commissioner Hanwood. I just wanted to say one other comment about this special meeting. I don't think we have any concern about where it's held. Like, it could be held at the Senior Center where we had a special meeting once before, just in case the council chambers are occupied. We can be flexible.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Just let us know what the venue's going to be. Okay, that brings us to agenda item 9, informational items. And I'm going to hand that over to our staff managers. I understand there have been some changes.
Manager Mickelson, I'm interim center manager. I've been with the city of Encinitas for 8 years, so I'm transitioning into this new role, so I do appreciate your time and patience as I get my feet wet here, and I've appreciated the chance to meet each of you individually, and we're setting each other up for success by doing that. To go into the next item, we had 403 senior meals and 119 one-way rides were provided in November, and 404 senior meals and 116 one-way rides were provided in December. There were 710 non-nutrition participants registered for programs in November and 595 in December. Please mark your calendars for upcoming senior events and activities during the lunch program that are including a game day themed luncheon on January 28th, What's the Buzz review of center happenings on February 2nd, a birthday celebration on February 6th, bingo and stretch on February 12th, creative corner with Heart Suncatcher craft on February 26th. And the Mingle series continues on February 10th with a trip to the safari park that you highlighted on. Registration is required, and you can retain more of that information through our recreation activity guide. And then the Senior Scholarship Program offers activity assistance to seniors who meet residency and income qualifications. Upon completion and approach of a senior activity assistance application, each eligible participant may receive 50% discount on the Parks Recreation Cultural Arts Program registration fee.
Okay, Manager Goodsell, do you have a department update for us? And you have updates too.
Yes, I do. So I'm pleased to announce that I am now serving as the interim Recreation Services Manager, with some big shoes to fill. Margaret Hamer is now the Recreation and Community Services Director for the City of Vista. So a big congratulations to her. As Troy said, he is now the acting Community and Senior Center Manager and also the staff liaison to the Senior Citizen Commission. And Amy Eustace is the acting Assistant Center Manager. So the team is definitely looking forward to supporting the Senior Citizen Commission and all things recreation for the City of Encinitas in 2026. As we stated earlier, the Age-Friendly Project is moving into the action study phase. This is where the community helps to formulate measurable tasks that will move the domain goals forward. So we invite you to join us in this community-driven plan for City Council to review. And the next meeting will be held on January 29th at 4 p.m. You're all invited. And that will be at the Encinitas Library Community Room. The one following that will be on February 2nd. It's a Monday at 12:30 at the Encinitas Community and Senior Center. And then the last one will be Tuesday, February 10th at 10 a.m. at the Encinitas Elks Lodge on Windsor Road. What we learned from Placer AI is that the Community and Senior Center received over 7,100 visits in November and 4,800 in December. The numbers were down in December, but that was due to the holiday closure. Please save the dates. Fridays, starting January 23rd through June 26th at 7 p.m. is Music by the Sea, curated by San Diego Music Society, held at the Encinitas Library. January 31st, you may be interested to know that there is a free universal waste collection drive. A drive-up event from 9 to 1 p.m. at City Hall, where Encinitas residents can safely dispose of their batteries, bulbs, electronics, and sharps, so please bring proof of residency. Saturday, February 21st, from 9 to 12, the Chamber of Commerce is partnering with the City of Encinitas in hosting a Live Boldly, Live Well Senior Lifestyle Expo at the Encinitas Community and Senior Center. And we will have a table at that event, so if you are interested in volunteering, I would love to hear from you. So please let me know if you have availability, or let Troy know, and we will make sure to put you on the schedule for that day. Thank you so much. And then finally, Monday, March 2nd, the spring and summer camp registration opens up at 8 a.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Manager Goodsell. That brings us to Agenda Item 10, Commission Member-Initiated Agenda Items. Do we have any for this meeting?
There are none for this meeting.
Okay, thank you. Agenda Item 11, Future Agenda Items added by Commission members. I'll remind you that if you want to add an item to this section, we need consensus of 2 or more commissioners. Are there any future agenda items that the commissioners would like to add? No? Everyone's looking. Let's move on then. Agenda item 12, Commissioner Reports. This is a roundtable for all the commissioners. I would like to ask you if you have any other announcements or reports to add. I'll start from the far end of the dais with Commissioner Martin, and we'll work our way towards me.
Commissioner Martin, I always get to be the first, so I just really want to thank all of you guys that came today. This is our biggest turnout ever. And I didn't even have to offer champagne or anything. I do have candy, though. Thank you.
Thank you. The candy was really good. Okay, I'd just like to remind us, because we all work in our community, so we have, besides our Senior Citizen Award, CRC has a Community Impact Award, and it's for all seniors, and that ends the 25th of this month. Go on crcncc.org, and CRCNCC, yeah, you'll find it anyway. Also, our assembly person and our senator both have nominations. One is called Women Who Inspire, and the other is Women of Impact. And these are very, very significant awards. Again, we're talking about our community. I actually last year was very pleased to be nominated for both, but I didn't win any. And we talked about age-friendly. Thank you, Christy, about Senior Expo. And then I do encourage you all, and again, it's so nice to see all you here, to spread the word, because this is how we get to be bigger than we are, to all your friends, not only our commission, that's the other one, but all commissions. And we are accepting commission applications, right, for different commissions, and you'll go on the website and you can do senior commission. If you're over 55, we'd love to have you. But all the commissions, I think all but the Arts Commission, have places. This is really where you get involved. So that's all I have for now. Goodbye.
Okay, now I wanted to add a comment. You can apply to more than one commission. You can only participate in one, but you can apply to as many as you feel like you would be a good fit. Commissioner Gaber, nothing?
This is Commissioner Hanwett, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about Village Encinitas, which is such a benefit to our older population in Encinitas. And if you haven't heard about Village Encinitas, it's not a place, it's a concept. And what it does is it has created, over the last couple of years, kind of a caring community where people help each other so that they can age in place. So you can volunteer to do small things for people that request help, like organizing papers, walking a dog, a ride to a doctor's appointment. And there's no, you don't have to commit to any amount of time, which is kind of nice. You don't have to say, yes, I will volunteer a certain number of hours per week. It's not like that. The request comes up and you make a decision about whether you want to do it. And then we also have 2 meetings a month, one on the second Tuesday of the month at the Methodist Church down behind In and Out, and that's kind of a social connections meeting. Our first one in January. A couple of weeks ago was a yoga class, which was a nice way to start off the year. And then we have a second one on the 4th Tuesday of the month, which is our education meeting. And that has been, in the past, the senior education lecture series. It has now been taken over by Village Encinitas. And Commissioner Koblenz is running the show for that, and we'll have an important speaker each month. This one happens to be somebody talking about fraud prevention, so you can get a bigger dose of learning about how to avoid that. We meet for coffee once a month. We take a walk somewhere in the park or the lagoon, and it's a great way to meet other people and have the opportunity to make new friends and get yourself out of the house. So we have a website also. I'm not going to give it to you because you wouldn't remember it, but if you type in Village Encinitas, you should be able to get there.
Okay, and I wanted to make the comment too, because I am now a volunteer at Village Encinitas. And one of the things, when I think about volunteers, it usually is a very one-sided thing. If I volunteer to work at the community center, I'm there to help other people, other seniors. What I appreciate about Village Encinitas is, as a volunteer, I can also be someone who receives services. Maybe I can help somebody out with a computer, help them with their Gmail, with their passwords and that kind of thing, but I need a ride to the doctor, or I need a ride to do grocery shopping. So even as a volunteer, I can also receive help from other volunteers, and I think that's a great, when you hear the phrase, "it takes a village,"
Right.
it's both ways.
Yeah, and I think what we found is that if you volunteer or if you receive help, you feel good both ways. Both of those things are really nice. And I don't think I mentioned that I just checked before our meeting today, and we're up to 79 members. So we are growing each week.
Okay. I think that just about wraps things up. I would like to say the January 20th, 2025 Senior Citizen Commission meeting is hereby adjourned at 3:13 p.m. Thank you, everybody.